this great manager can help you with?
It's not here, Rena. I'll go check the shelves back there.
Well, all right. The shelves have hard edges. Be careful not to bump into them and hurt yourself.
Who's the old lady? Is she looking for something?
Oh, my apologies. I forgot to introduce you. That's my client, Granny Leisha. I'm helping her look for a special sort of sweet cake.
Sweet cake? Sounds delicious. Is it a kind of dessert?
I don't believe so. It's not just a sweet cake. According to Granny, it's a sweet cake with a silly smile.
Rena, the silly sweet cake isn't on the shelves either. I'll check under the counter.
Okay, Granny, but please don't disturb the other customers. She can't quite tell me what this silly sweet cake is, but she really wanted to come to 6th Street to search for it, so I thought I'd try my luck at your store.
I just can't find it, Rena. I can't find the silly sweet cake anywhere.
Oh, please calm down, Granny. I'm here to help.
Okay.
Do you have any movies about silly, smiling sweet cakes, manager?
We've got a lot of silly comedies, but none about sweet cakes. I can't imagine what that'd look like.
It's a sweet cake that's this big, all round and chubby. And it's so funny when it giggles. Where did it go?
We spent the morning looking in the dessert stores, and none of them had a sweet cake that was this big. Silly sweet cake might refer to something round that looks like it's smiling? Well, we're out of dessert stores, so I'll take her to the toy shops this afternoon.
You just reminded me. Round and with a silly smile? That sounds like Mr. Panda at the coffee shop.
Ooh, a glimmer of hope. I rarely come to 6th Street, so I'm not very familiar with the area. Thank you for your suggestion, manager. Come on, Granny Leisha. Let's head over.
Rena, I can't walk anymore. My legs hurt, and my mouth is dry.
We have been walking around for hours. Granny, why don't you rest here a while?
Mr. Panda is in the coffee shop next door. I'll go take a picture. I'll show it to Granny, and she can decide if it's the sweet cake she's looking for. I'll be right back.
Thanks for your help. I'll stay here and look after Granny while you're gone. The bottom layer is vegetable and ham sandwiches, the middle layer is fresh out of the oven butter scones, and the top layer is low-sugar fruitcake.
Wow.
For tea, I have prepared rose tea and red tea. Do you take it with milk and sugar, Granny Leisha?
Wow.
Wow, a 3-tiered dessert platter. I can't believe they set up such a fancy afternoon tea in the store.
Oh, manager, you're back just in time. Please come and enjoy Rena's specialty afternoon tea. Due to the situation at hand, I was unable to make anything myself, so these were all carefully selected from nearby shops while helping Granny look for the sweet cake.
That's a relief. I can eat the low-sugar cake without worrying about my diet.
Sweet cakes. Picture?
Oh, right. I took a photo of the silly sweet cake. Is this it, Granny?
What do you think, Granny Lacia? Does it look familiar?
Nope, this isn't it. I'm looking for the drooling sweet cake.
Huh? I thought you were looking for the...
No, it's the drooling one. Oh, no. I'm looking for the loud-mouthed sweet cake.
I understand. Well, don't worry. I'll help you find whatever... First of all, please allow me to express my thanks and apologize for any inconvenience. You see, this lady isn't just any client. She's my evaluator. I participate in the new Eridu Housekeeping Association's assessment each year on behalf of Victoria Housekeeping. This time, my assessment for the best service of the year is to serve Lacia Christie. Yes, I had a general idea of what the service would entail, as I've participated in previous years. But this time, Granny Lacia didn't ask for any housekeeping services. She just keeps asking me to help her find sweet cakes. This test is trickier than I had expected. She might deliberately be giving me a difficult challenge. But...
It's okay. There's not much going on with the store. Let me keep helping Granny. 6th Street is my turf.
Really? Oh, that'd be great. You're an amazing Then let's cover all corners of 6th Street and capture photos of any suspicious sweet... Is there really anything here that fits the criteria of a sweet cake? It's round, and it makes a lot of sound. Oh, this music store has impeccable taste. The collection is... Ah, this record. Just looking at the cover
Are the songs on this album good? Or does hearing it bring back some interesting memories?
Both. There was an incident during the recording of this album. One of the performers quit temporarily. My job was to save the day and perform in her stead. That was a challenging job. Can you guess which instrument I was in charge of?
Given your personality, I'd say the violin?
The electric guitar!
I never would have guessed.
Right. We've taken pictures of everything we can think of. Let's go back. The Housekeeping Association's assessments were always the same in the past. Either a normal service job or going into a hollow to deal with ethereals. Finding something made up is unexpected, but at least it's creative.
Oh, you're back! Rena and, Rena's little sidekick. Yes.
I'm not a sidekick, I'm the manager here. Please call me the famed Manager Belle.
Sorry, Manager Belle. Please allow me to apologize on her behalf. Okay, Granny, we have the pictures. Are any of...
No, none of these are the sweet cake. Oh, I remember now. Waves. The sweet cake was floating on white waves up and down. Yes,
I'm glad to hear you like my bamboo. But they're not sweet cakes. They're my trusted companions, with their own names. For example, this little blonde bamboo with bangs is called Drusilla. Oh, if I hadn't turned on silent mode earlier.
Yeah, why has it changed again? A white wave sweet cake that looks like Drusilla.
Master, if I could interrupt. By combining the keywords Leisha Christie and waves, I have found a news article about an incident involving a Miss Metropolitan beauty pageant dropout.
That voice just now.
It's the smart voice assistant on my phone. Don't worry about it.
Oh! Well, that's a very thoughtful AI assistant. Of course, I understand it's your little secret. Further inquiry would go in any case. It's a timely tip. Let me check the news. I should be able to find it on my phone. Miss Metropolitan, on the night of the highly anticipated finals, top contender Leisha Christie, favored to win, suddenly drops... I see! So, the Crest of Waves is a round crystal trophy, awarded. There's also a photo of the dropout attached. If I compare it, I never would have expected the housekeeping evaluator would be the star of such a contest. The sweet cake floating up and then down. Ah, it must refer to Granny losing the trophy. If that's the case, it's...
That's not gonna be easy, Rena. It's a trophy from 41 years ago.
The competition is held every year, even now. I just happened to have participated last year.
Wait, Rena, you participated in Miss Metropolitan?
Yes, the competition was divided into many sections, such as singing, acting, painting, cooking. Can you guess which I took part in?
Based on my last guess with the instruments, I'll rule out the most common, like singing and acting.
The answer is... all of them! Actually, that year's competition was in urgent need of a makeup artist, so I stepped in to help. It was quite busy, but still an enjoyable
Who could have guessed that? I feel like I've been tricked.
Oh, I was just teasing you. But because of that, I know the competition organizers, so asking them for a commemorative trophy shouldn't be a problem.
Rena, can you find my wave sweet cake?
Don't worry, Granny. I'll find it for you. Whatever kind of sweet cake it is. It's getting late. I'll take her home first. You should get some rest too. Thank you again for your help.
It's not behind the shelves.
Granny Laisha, what are you doing here?
I'm looking for the sweet cakes. The silly sweet cake isn't behind the shelf. Ah, I remember.
I'm not Drusilla. My name is Belle. Say it with me, Granny. Belle.
Are you looking for the silly sweet cake again, Granny? Is this still part of the assessment? Oh, but it's okay. Here, Granny. Are any of these photos the sweet cakes you're looking for? Granny. She's completely focused on the TV. Manager, what's that?
Yeah, it's Invasion Next Gen. It's about a hollow appearing in the city, and the ethereals inside it.
It's a hollow. There's a hollow!
What's wrong, Granny? That's just a movie. It's not real. My Drusilla! If this is still part of the assessment, it seems a little bit excessive. We should go check on her, Manager. Drusilla has a GPS chip, so don't worry. We won't lose her.
can't run anymore. My legs hurt, and my mouth is dry.
Have you calmed down now, Granny Leisha?
No need to act so surprised. We've been right behind you since 6th Street and all through Lumina Square.
You... who are you? I don't have any money or anything of value. Why are you chasing me?
Huh? Granny Leisha, are you being serious?
No.
Then, do you still remember the sweet cakes you're looking for? The silly sweet cake,
Sweet cakes. Oh, yes, I remember. I'm looking for my sweet cakes, but I've lost them all.
What's going on? Is the Housekeeping Association's assessment process really this complicated?
With her reaction to that ad, I'm afraid this is more than just the housekeeping assessment. Have you heard the medical term, cognitive corruption syndrome? Anyone who stays too long in a hollow may develop the disease in their later years. Regardless, symptoms include rapid memory decline, cognitive disorder, and repetitive speech. In severe cases...
You mean she really forgot us?
I'm just speculating. But having provided care for elderly individuals with this condition in the past, it's all far too familiar. The constantly changing sweet cakes, not recognizing us. If it's not an intentional act, then it seems like the most likely possibility. Either way, I'll take Granny home first. There are plenty of ways I can confirm my hypothesis. Thank you, Manager. You must...
Okay. Let me know what happens, Rena. Goodbye, Granny Leisha.
I'm sorry for the inconvenience caused to your store these past few days. Please.
Rena apologized to me? Well, I don't really mind. You're at the store every time Granny turns up, and I've conveniently missed every encounter.
Ah, you're both here.
That was fast. Is Granny's house close to here?
She lives near Lumina Square, so it didn't take long. But I'm a little worried about her. I checked with the neighbors. She's lived alone for a long time, and she does suffer from...
So Granny isn't intentionally giving Rena a difficult task. She's just not fully aware. I'm surprised the Housekeeping Association chose her for the assessment. By the way, why didn't Drusilla resist when it got taken by Granny? It's a combat Bangboo. It could have easily gotten away from her.
Is it because it had been switched to silent mode?
Even in silent mode, Drusilla can move on its own. I asked the same thing on the way here, and it gave me an unexpected answer. When Granny carried it away, she kept saying, "I can do it. I can protect you." That made it...
Huh? Is that possible? You two don't look alike at all. Could that phrase be some kind of passcode?
The Drusilla in front of you is actually designed based on a doll I picked up when I was little. I didn't have many friends at the manor back then. All I had to talk to was the doll I named Drusilla. Father didn't like the doll. He said it was something the servants had used, and told me to throw it away. So, I hid it in various places, trying hard to prevent my father from finding it. When I became an agent and decided to use Bangboo in combat, I handed this doll over to the manufacturer. Surprisingly, during the... as expected, it was already filled with the phrase, "I can protect you." So, impulsively, I transferred the recording data, along with the name Drusilla, to the Bangboo.
A manor... servants... So you were actually a wealthy heiress living in a mansion when you were younger, Rena?
Granny was muttering the same thing when she rushed out of the video store with Drusilla. To call it a passcode is actually fitting.
You're saying she mistook Drusilla for one of the sweet cakes and took it out of the store to avoid some kind of danger?
Judging from that ad that affected Granny, her sweet cakes were once, or are now in danger because of a hollow.
But just what are these sweet cakes? We'll struggle to get to the bottom of things if we're unable to figure that out. However, the competition dropout and Crest of Waves trophy were both real at least. And the waves... Oh! I didn't realize how late it was. Sorry to keep the two of you.
It's okay. It's still...
Thank you. How about I bring some special tea treats I made myself as a token of my appreciation?
There's really no need.
Then I best be off. Please do let me know if Granny turns up at the store again. How are you, manager? Has Granny been to your store lately?
No. Has something happened?
I obtained the Crest of Waves replica trophy this morning and went to take it over to her. But the place was empty, and her door was ajar. The neighbors say she caused a commotion late last night, banging on doors claiming a hollow was coming. And she was going to White Wave Hospital to... She's been searching for sweet cakes everywhere for weeks now, so nobody took it seriously. And they convinced her to go back to her room and go to... She often goes out early to look for the sweet cakes, but this is the first time she hasn't locked her door. And the first time she's mentioned, I filed a missing person report to public security. So I'm just waiting to hear from them now.
Gone to White Waves Hospital to save the sweet cakes? That's a new clue.
Searching for information on White Waves Hospital. White Waves Hospital is a renowned, large-scale, comprehensive medical facility in New Eridu. Earlier records go back 41 years to when it was forced to relocate due to a hollow disaster.
Wait, 41 years ago? That's the same year as that competition.
With funding from both the government and the public, White Wave Hospital, which has been relocated several times, retained most of its medical resources. Its symbol is a white wave.
A white wave? Is it a coincidence? Or have we been the beauty pageant, the hospital, the wave? There must be a connection between the three. If you'll excuse me, manager, I'm going to contact a friend who works in medicine to investigate.
Let me know if you hear anything about Granny, even if she doesn't remember my name.
Well, as my current client, I must ask you to forgive her rudeness. I'm her maid, so please allow me to remember your name in her stead. Well then, I'll be going. Please don't let my affairs affect you. You have your own business to run, after all.
Wanna be my research subject?
I shall follow your...
Only the brave will win.
That's me! Preparations complete. I'm ready to begin, dear guide.
Dear guide. I like the sound of that.
Unfortunately, I cannot base my terms of address on personal preference. Using the correct titles in the right situations is important etiquette at Victoria Housekeeping. Now, let's get back to Granny. Based on our current intel, I'm certain her cognitive corruption syndrome is getting... her memory has already regressed to that day 41 years ago.
That day 41 years ago?
Yes. The Miss Metropolitan dropout incident and the White Waves Hospital Hollow disaster both happened on the same day.
But what does this have to do with Granny's search for sweet cakes?
There is a connection. A big one. The sweet cakes are the link between these two events. It's a long story. I had to contact a lot of people and piece it all together. But we don't have much time. Granny Leisha from 41 years ago. She'd have been around my age now. She worked as a nurse at the White Waves Hospital back then. She was in charge of taking care of the newborns.
Don't just smile at me. Go to sleep already. The more sleep you get, the quicker you'll grow. You're drooling. Let me wipe it off. Hey, that's quite the set of pipes you've got. Can you keep it down? You're going to frighten the other babies.
The hospital was short-handed, so Granny Leisha was always busy. Still, she loved her work. Of course, aside from her work, she had other things she wanted to accomplish. Oh dear, looks like we've got a bit of a situation. Let's tackle the issue at hand first.
This door looks like it needs 2 people to open it. Look, there's another button to control the door over there.
They can handle pressing the buttons.
Leave it to me! Not you! Both of us!
I'll leave these 2 children with you, Proxy. Please bring them with you as you search for a way forward.
Temporary access permissions for Drusilla and Anastella received. Action request approved.
Me, pick me!
The operational interface has been switched to Anastella.
Lead Anastella to push the button ahead. Great. Now Drusilla can get through.
I stepped on the button!
You can use the permissions I've granted you to switch between them.